I'm playing Lydia Languish.
And I'm playing Julia.
Lydia Languish is the, for some reason, has become the heiress to about 30,000 quid, which in 18th century terms is a massive sum of money. Mm-hmm. She's been put under the guardianship of Mrs. Malaprop.
Well, The Rivals is a play about some rivals wanting the hand of my character Lydia Languish. Being
an heiress of that status, she's a wonderful target for all the all the young blokes who are trying to make their fortune.
There's a lot of mistaken identity in there. It's about relationships, how people behave in relationships. It's very funny.
It is I almost tempt to say screamingly funny play. The reason it's so well written is because when it was first written, it was so badly written. And he took it away for 10 days, rewrote it completely, and came back, and it's now one of the classics of the theatre. You know, including one of the classic characters of the theatre, of course. I mean, Mrs. Malaprop is sort of eternal, really.
Very famous character, everybody knows her. It's been quite a challenge to learn. Well, subtlety is not part of her language.
The extent of her erudition should consist of her knowing her simple alphabet without their mischievous combinations, and the summit of her science be her ability to count as far as 20. The first, Mrs. Malaprop, would enable her to work AA upon my linen, while the latter would be quite sufficient to prevent her giving me a shirt number 1 with a stock number 2.
Fie, Sir Anthony. You surely speak laconically.
I have not a fear, but I dislike trying to position my actors all the time, because as I explained to them, I don't want actors sort of coming on stage thinking, now this is where I stand here, and this is where I move to here, and they may not think it, but the audience can see that going ahead. It's as though it was a little, one of those things going across their forehead, saying it. And I try to avoid that, so I try to let, as far as possible, the actors work their own moves and take their own moves from how they see their reaction to the text. On the other hand, I mean, I've got to maintain control. It's not a sort of free-for-all, but it does mean that it's a slightly looser direction than perhaps they're used to.
Gratitude may have strengthened my attachment to Mr. Falkland, but I loved him before he preserved me. Yet surely that alone was an obligation sufficient.
Obligation? Why, a water spaniel would have done as much.
Right, while we're having a little course, I was given the chance to direct it at the Octagon by Wilfred Harrison, and Peter Schofield, who's playing Sir Anthony now, at that time was really fairly new to the company, and he played Falkland, and he gave a superb performance as Falkland, one of the best Falklands I have ever seen. And it's a notoriously difficult part for actors to play because they can't get their heads around him.
It's just big, bold, extravagant gestures. Yeah, just please myself, really.